Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and we're gonna have our little Sunday craft and chat. So I thought I need to create a bunch of cards, and I've been buying cards, and I decided I have so many materials that I'm just going to continue to make cards and build up my amount of cards that I have so that I can be ready for birthdays that are coming up and other holidays and things like that. So I figured we'd do a couple cards today, and I went to my scrap bin, and I will show you my scrap bin. And it's probably not the largest scrap bin, but it's pretty big. So I went to my scrap bin and pulled out some decorative cardstock and pulled out a couple of just regular craft cardstock cards and envelopes that are pre-made. So in fact, I got to grab another envelope. I got to grab an envelope. Here we go. So I'll have an envelope for this one too. And I figured we'd just get ready to go. So what I'll do is I will put together the one I have all ready to go, and then we'll cut and make another one together and just kind of hang out a little bit. Got my coffee over here with my cocoa in it, and I think I'm ready to go. So again, this is a pre-made card, and it is 7, so it's 5x7 card. What I've done is I have cut it down, and we can do, actually I'm going to do the other card the same, so we'll just cut it down right now together here. Let me pull my cutter back so I can show you exactly what I did to that. So let me bring this back in here. So I took the card and opened it up, and then I lined up the score mark, the halfway mark, at 2 inches, and then I cut this piece off. So we have just that little flap there. Okay. I then took this piece that was cut off, and I cut that down, and I took 2 inches off of that one. So let's line this up here. And I just cut that down 2 inches. Okay. So that is my card pieces. And this is what I'm going to have left of this when we're done. Just this little tiny piece here. Okay. So I started out with a piece of decorative cardstock that was, do I have it written down here? Yeah. So it was 1 3/4 inch. No, it wasn't. It was 3 5/8 inches wide by 12 inches long was my scrap. So it was just a long, narrow piece, 3 5/8 inches wide by 12 inches. That's what I started with. This is what I had left of the decorative cardstock when I'm done with that piece of scrap. So this is just going to go right in the trash because I don't need to save that little bit. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to put a piece on here, and this piece is 6 3/4 inches long by 1 3/4 inches wide. I have smudged it with some Tim Holtz Distress ink all around the edges, just like that. And it was walnut stain is what I used. So again, this piece is 6 3/4 inches high by 1 3/4 inches wide. And it actually didn't take me very long to get this prepped either. So I'm just going to have a nice little edge all around there, just like that. Just like so. Then we are going to take another piece, and this piece is, I did not measure that one, so let me see here. This piece is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. And this piece here is 3 by, should be 5. Yes, 5 by 3 inches. All right. Again, 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. That was also smudged with the same ink. Everything I pre-smudged already, so shouldn't have to do anything. We're going to lay this right on here. It gives us about 1/4 of an inch, or I mean 1/8 of an inch edge all the way around. And this cardstock was from, I was building an album, but I ended up not liking the album, so I think I threw it away. But these were the scraps from that. We're going to come in, let's see, I want, this is 2 inches, so I'm going to come down 1.5 inches, and I'm going to line my ruler up. That's the nice thing about see-through rulers. So I've come over 1.5. Let me zoom in here a second. Get a better look at that. You're going to zoom in. There we go. So I'm 1.5 inches in, and then I've got, I want to be up 1 inch and down 1 inch. So this will center right in there like that. Okay. So I'm just going to take my glue and actually put it right in between those 2 marks there. Stopping there. There we go. That there. Okay. And line it up. You can mark it. You can just mark it with your ruler if you want. But that to me is just as easy. So now we have a flap that opens up just like that. I'm not going to do any decorative cardstock right there, but I do have a strip here that is going to go right there. And I'm going to keep that, about 1/4 of an inch away from the score line there. This is 1 inch wide by 7 inches high. Line that up at the top there. I also have 2 banners that I've cut, and I think I'm gonna, I don't know if I want to stack those there. Maybe I put it there. Yeah, maybe I'll put those there. I didn't know quite what I was going to do with them. I thought about putting them on the envelope, but I think we'll put them right over here on this side here. One there. You could just leave it straight across too. You don't have to make it into a banner piece, but there. So we got a little decoration there. I have a sentiment, be your own kind of beautiful, and that came from For the Love of Stamps by Hunky Dory, and it's called Wood and Wildlife. So I have, this piece is 7/8 by 3 by 1 3/4 long, 7/8 high by 1 3. This piece is 1 1/8 high by 2 inches wide. And we're just going to glue that, and that was, you can see it matches that. So see, these are going to go together pretty nice, pretty quickly. And we're just going to attach that right down in this corner, like that. Want in the corner, or do we want higher up? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it like that. about like that. I'm just eyeballing it. There we go. So that is our front. There we go. And then for the inside, from that same stamp set, is Go Wild, It's Your Day. And this piece here is 7/8 high by just a little over 1 3/4. And this is 2 inches by just under an inch. And I just used the white side of that cardstock instead of the decorative side. This was one-sided cardstock, but it's heavy. And we're just going to put that in there, center that. And then this is going to go, so anywhere in line under here. So I think I'm just going to kind of center it. Oh, actually, maybe I'll go a little higher. That way you have room for a good note if you want to under there. So let's see. Oh yeah, that should be high enough. So I'm going to go just like that. Perfect. So that's our card. And then this last strip, I'm going to actually glue to the left side of my envelope here. And this was 7/8 inch wide by 5 inches high. So just going to give that a little edge all the way around, about 1/8 of an inch. And that is card number 1. That's simple. If you don't have pre-made cards, you can just use your regular cardstock and fold that down. So, all right, so that's card 1. And let's put together and cut card 2. All right. So this piece of scrap here is, this one is 4 1/4 inches, 4 1/4 by 12. I also found this piece here that was left from one of the pages I was creating, and I think I'm going to put that inside of my card. So let's go ahead and bring our card over here. And remember, we've just lined this up in the cutter. And we lined this up with the 2-inch mark. We lined this up to cut 2 inches, leave 2 inches, and we have a 3-inch piece that we cut down 2 inches off of that. So let's go ahead and figure this out. So I'm just going to use my card as a marker, so I can just mark it. I want it away from the edge here, and I want it away from where it's going to fold. So I want about 1/8 of an inch there. So let's bring in the trimmer, and we will just trim that off. Now this is a different trimmer than what I'm used to, so I have to pay attention to where I'm cutting, because this cuts in a different spot. This cuts right over here. My other one does not. So line that up, cut that piece off, and then we also need to cut it down. So let me bring this in here and see where I want to cut this down at. I think I want to cut it equally, so let's do here. I want to kind of center this a little bit, and then I'll trim off. Okay, so let's do here and here. All right. Again, bring my trimmer in, line my mark up right there. Do the same thing. Line my mark up. There we go. All right. I just thought that would be pretty inside of a card. Put that off the side a second. Bring this in. See what we got. We should have a little bit of top, a little bit of bottom. There we go. Perfect. So this ended up being, just for your information, 6 3/4 by, let's do the long way, 4 3/4. 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. I'm going to do the big piece first. And then we're going to do our edges here so it doesn't get snaggled on anything. I don't think snaggled's a word, but it is today. There we go. Perfect. And I hope everybody's doing well. We're doing good here. Got over my cold. Still feel a little nasally in the gut, but that could just be the weather bouncing back and forth. And then I want to cut a strip for this. So this, we know, is 2 inches wide, so I need it 1 3/4. Yeah, 1 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm just going to cut a 1 3/4 inch strip. Move this over here. 1 3/4. Line that up just like that. Get over there. It's not sliding very nice. Kind of caught on the edge there. There we go. 1 3/4. Oh, not enough. Let's try again. Let's try again, shall we? I didn't press hard enough. All right. There we go. 1 3/4 by, ooh, I'm going to have to open this up, by 6 3/4. Right there. Okay. Let's go ahead and, oops, that was my stamp. My other stamp. Smudge this one. I've been working on my newest mini album all week. So today I will finish up the last 2 tutorials for that and do a walkthrough and hopefully put the walkthrough up by the end of the day. We'll have to see how it goes, how much time it takes me to do the other 2. And then I'll probably put them up, I don't know, once every week or so. I'm not sure. So we have that. Like that. And then another bigger piece here. So that's not wide enough. Let me see. Yeah, see what I should have done is cut my... Okay, so not quite wide enough. So I'm going to go back to the scrap box and pull another piece of cardstock from that thing. And we're going to cut that just a little bit smaller than this. And then what I should have done was cut my 6 3/4 probably first. I don't know if I would have had enough though. Yeah, I would have. Yeah. So I should have cut my 6 3/4 off my main piece first. then I would have been all right. Then it would have been all right. Now I could probably piece this together and no one would know because it's an exact cut. But we'll just do something different. So this piece I need 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So we'll cut that out of this. So 4 3/4. But you should have been able to get it out of that one piece. By 2 3/4. Right? But that's okay. We will work with that. Okay. So we have that. And we'll have this be just a little bit smaller than that one. Like so. Like so. I still really just want to, yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be okay. No mistakes that can't be fixed, right? And if you're like me, you have lots of scraps. I'm going to try to go through that and clean up all those scraps. That's kind of one of my goals, is to use a lot of my scraps. Okay. So then this piece, I'm just going to line up here and use it as my guide. And then I'm going to make a mark, about 1/8 of an inch. Put this in. There's my mark right there. So this piece ended up being 4.5 by 2.5. I'm just going to glue that. And I'm going to carefully hold that while I give this a little smudge. Doesn't need a lot, but it does kind of just brings it all together a little bit. And give that a nice edge. Just like that. Again, I'm going to bring in my ruler to 1.5 inches off the edge. Have a mark ready. And start 1 inch down, put my glue, and then stop 1 inch before the end. Bring this in, just like so. Oops. Gotta be careful, it'll slide underneath. There we go. Okay. Perfect. That. All right, now because this is it's textured, it's got little tiny shiny gold dots all over it. I don't want to necessarily use that for stamping on, so what we'll do is take a piece of this one. Yes, we'll take a piece of this one. This is our scrap piece. So our other one, what was that? Was 1 1 1/8. So let's cut this down 1 1/8. 1 1/8. Look at that. Okay. And then this should fit on there. Yep. And this is 2 inches. So we're going to cut this down 1 3/4. Like so. Set this aside a second. Get the stamp block. and the stamp. I'm going to stamp the same thing on there. I have to get some birthday stamps and things like that. I don't have any. I have lots of holiday stamps, but no birthday. So, oh, I'm like, where did my stamp go? It's the one that slid off into my little trash bin there. Make sure it's upside right. And stamp. There we go. Be your own kind of beautiful. Smudging. And then we'll glue that on our little piece of card there. Actually, it looks like it's a little long, so I'm just going to one edge and then trim it off just a little bit. There we go. And then we'll take that and let's put this one in the middle, just like that. Makes a nice card. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's save a piece for our envelope, which is right here. So let's take this piece and how high is this? Let's cut this down to 5 inches. 5 inches. Right there. Let's see. Inches. There we go. Just to decorate the envelope a little bit. It's not necessary, but it's just scrap, so it doesn't really matter. Just scraps. And it doesn't interfere with your postage or your writing or your labels for your return address. Just a little decoration. There we go. Make them smile before they even open the thing. Let's see, what can we do with this one? Let's go. That's 2 inches, so 1 3/4 by 6 3/4. So let's cut. Right there. Let's see, 6 3/4. That by 1 3/4. I'll decorate the inside of that. That little strip there. See, they go together pretty easy, even if you're just, starting from scratch and cutting it. They actually go together pretty easy. Let's go ahead and add that to this side here. It's not hurting anything. Just a little more decoration, like so. I'll have 2 pretty cards ready to go. I have to do some more. I got some manly, more masculine paper that that I would like to use. So this is our other scrap here. So let's see, we have this piece here. Let's see, and we got this piece here, which you can kind of see the dots through. Let me see, go wild, it's your day. I'll take this off of here. Do we want blue? Yeah, let's go ahead and use this one. So our scrap piece this time is 1 7/8 by 2 inch. So let's go ahead and cut a scrap piece out of this. Let's see, this is what I just want to remeasure this just to make sure. 1 7/8 by 2 inch. So we need it 1 3/4, 1 3/4, and then 1 7/8 there. So bring it back to 1 5/8. And that should fit on there nicely. Or did I grab the wrong? Yeah, I grabbed the right piece. Just like that. Okay. Just a 1/4 inch smaller all the way around. Give it a little smudge. Bring that blue into this piece too. So, yeah, I think I don't know what I'm going to work on for next week. But we will do cards again next weekend. Because like I said, I want to get them stocked up. I did see a neat item, and I'm going to see if I can find it. She said she got it at Michael's. I don't remember who it was. It was somebody on YouTube. But it's a gift card box. So let me see here. I think right about in there should be good. Yep. So let's go ahead and stamp this off to the side. So just in case it doesn't stamp right, then I can maybe, oh, there it is. I can redo one. So this is Go Wild, It's Your Day. There we go. Now we can put that in there. And I'll still leave plenty of room for putting a message. All right, let's just right up in here, just like that. Perfect. All right. Now let's see. Let's go ahead and create a couple banners maybe for right here. Okay. Now I'll leave them just this length. I can actually do let's see. All right. We're going to incorporate the blue. So I'm just going to go up here on my ruler at a 1/2 inch. This is 1 inch wide, this piece, scrap pieces. I'm going to make a little dot. Come in with my sharp scissors and go from corner to the center mark. That creates that banner. Okay. So we have one. This piece, I'm going to go up 1/2 inch. And the center for this little piece is 3/8. So let's go center from the corner up to the center. There are dies that that you can get to do this, but by the time you get your dies out, you could have it done like that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. So we're going to just do those two there, and then we'll just have a couple little scraps, And those, I will put the little butterfly piece in the, probably back in the scrap box. But not the little blue pieces, because there's not much of that left here. There we go. So that is our second card. Be your own kind of beautiful. Go wild, it's your day. Yeah, pretty cards. Okay, so out of the blue piece, this is what I had left. I might save a piece there. And then probably just this little scratch. But you could put like something on the back here too. But I think it's good. All right, so that is the scraps out of there. And of course, there's this little tiny piece cut off from that. But at least the scraps are being used. We have these little 2 pieces of triangles. So as always, I hope you and your family are given many blessings. I want to thank you for dropping by. Thank you to all my subscribers. I so appreciate it. I don't have the words to say of how much I do appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. Go ahead and click that red subscribe button down in the right hand corner. A bell will pop up and you can be notified each time I put up a new video. As always, my friends, hugs to you, and I look forward to being with you next week. Bye-bye.